Welcome back to another 10-Minute Tuesday. This week we're going to talk about funny hunting stories. So I think right now Joey's is funnier than mine, so I'll just open mine up. All right.
Yeah, open it up.
So this must have been 8 years ago, let's say. Joey tells me and Connor and our buddy Matt that we're going to be going on this epic hunt. He says he's got this spot locked down for us. It's a nice walk-in situation. And the little spot we're going to be hunting is literally like, I don't know, 15 to 20 feet across and like 40 feet long, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like the smallest slough hole that you've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And the walk into it sucks.
Right.
We're like walking through, like trudging in. And as we're walking, I'm like, Joey, we're going to this slough? This is where we're going? Mm-hmm. And Joey's like, yeah, dude, just wait till we get back there. Now, I was a bigger boy at this time too.
Yeah, you're 305.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big guy.
I think that was probably the biggest I'd ever been at that point.
That's back when the stout waders were still tight.
Yeah. So let's just say walking in through these cattails and this marsh sucked already. Like me and our other buddy Matt were sucking air to get into this spot, dude. And it was not dope. And like the closer we got to this spot, the smaller the fucking slough keeps getting. I'm like, you get closer, the slough is smaller. And dude, we got out there and I'm like, there's no chance we're shooting ducks in here, dude. No chance. So we're out there, man. And Joey's still convinced. Joey's like, no, dude, we're going to shoot ducks in here today.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, had Connor dropped his camera in the water?
Yeah.
Okay, so Connor had dunked his camera. I had already fallen in. Wallen had fallen in. So we're like, Joey gets out there clean. I'm completely covered in shit. I have fallen in. Yeah, so much mud. Wallen's covered in mud, and Connor's camera's underwater. And everybody's just like pissed, dude. Everyone's so pissed that we're standing in this piece of shit little slough. And dude, we stayed out there till like what, 10 a.m.? 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Didn't see a single duck.
Yeah, we saw ducks.
No.
They just weren't close.
We did not see ducks.
They were high up.
Sure. Okay. We saw a couple ducks in
Don't
the
play.
air. We did not see any ducks that were coming to this slough in any way, shape, or form. And dude, we walked out of there. I don't know how, but the walk out got harder. Like it was, we knew where to go and everything. And by the time we got out of there, dude, Joey and Connor were just filming just the fat guys, like just struggling to get out of this fucking slough, dude.
It was hilarious.
And I legit remember being like, this is bullshit. Like we came out on this hunt that was never going to produce anything. And all that ends up happening is me and Fat Wallen end up being the fat guys that they're getting made fun of on this hunt. I'm like, this is bullshit. But like looking back, like watching the video back of me just like struggling to catch my breath, covered in mud coming out of there, it's pretty funny.
It was pretty funny. It is on YouTube. What was it called?
I don't remember.
It is on YouTube still.
I think it was just like a clip he did. Like I think it was really short.
The part that I remember is you said, yeah, we're out here, carry decoys into this shit. And I have this fucking lunchbox with my ammo in it.
No, that was Wallen's lunchbox.
The way you said lunchbox, you were so angry, but you saw that you were being filmed, so you toned it down a little bit, but you were still so angry you couldn't control your tone of voice.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
And Connor and I were dying laughing. Yeah. And he had dunked his camera.
Wallen brought out all of his shit in a fucking lunch pail. It was one of the lunch pails, dude. It's like a red one with the flip top, that's just too old so it doesn't stay. So I'm like walking out there with this shit. I'm falling in. I can't not laugh. I'm falling in, and I've got this guy's lunch pail falling open on me.
Cal had so much like slew bullshit all over his face, and he was just like so warm because he just bought Sitka that year or something, so he's like wearing all of his new stuff out there to like stay warm. He's just soaking wet, slew like debris, like algae and like just trash that's in the water. So incredible. He was so angry, and he wanted to leave immediately as we got there. And he's like, "We're not gonna fucking shoot ducks. We're not gonna fucking shoot ducks out of this thing." It's like, calm down, dude.
And we did.
There was like 200 to 400 ducks in here yesterday. We'll be all right. And we were not all right,
dude.
And
now I believe you that there was some ducks in there, but I'm just gonna throw this out there.
There was a shitload in there.
200 ducks couldn't fit in the size of this slough.
Oh yeah, they're just.
They would have to be on top of each other.
Mm-hmm. They were in there.
They were in there.
Anyway, my story goes way back. Like I was maybe 9, 10, 11 years old, and we're at one of our sloughs that we managed, and my dad brought all of his friends and my sister and her boyfriend at the time. And like when you went out with that group, dude, there was no fucking around. Like everyone's like very intense, and we are killing everything that flies. You know, everyone's a really good shot, really good duck and goose caller, everything. And the fact that I was allowed to go, big deal, right? And so back then, we didn't have a dog, and so I was the dog. And I was super scared of, like, the 12 gauge at that point. Super scared. And my sister's 20 gauge wasn't working, so I couldn't shoot. So they're just like, Joey, you just go and pick up the birds then. I'm like, cool. So we get into this pit, this septic tank, and this is, I'm pretty sure it was like our second time, it was like the second weekend of hunting, and we get in there, dude, so it's like hot, it's like gross out, it's like muggy, and you get into the pit, and there are just spider webs everywhere, and these aren't like, oh, there's a daddy long legs over there. No, dude, these are nondescript spiders that are this big. You can see the fangs with your headlight.
Size of a quarter plus.
Dude, they were ginormous.
Yeah.
And then there's a bunch of small ones that I've never seen before. And I loved spiders, like reading about spiders as a kid. So I'm like, pretty sure that's a black widow. My dad's like, no, it's not. It's not a black widow. Just don't be a pussy. Go over there. You know? And then they're cooking breakfast in there, and they're like, Joey, go set out the decoys, but do it just like this. And I'm like, oh, God. So then I'm like starting to set decoys, and then one of his friends is like, no, not like that. No, you gotta, fuck. And he like runs out there, and he's like pissed at me, and I'm like 9. It's like, no, you can't have the line over the back. You gotta throw it like this. Come on. What are you doing? Like everyone's just pissed. I'm like, God, what's going on? You know, I'm like stoked to be out there, but it's like they're very professional, you know, and like I'm fucking up. So they're like, get out of the way. I'm like, damn it. I'm not even shooting. I'm just like there. So I'm a burden already, right? They're all pissed off at me, and they're like, Joey, no, you got to put the goose decoys out further. You got to do this. Like I'm just getting yelled at constantly, and I'm just like, oh God. But I'm not like, this sucks. I'm like, I suck. You know, sure. I'm taking it internally.
You're taking it personally.
Very personally. I'm like, no, I know what I'm doing. They're like, no, you don't. I'm like, cool. Shit. So then ducks start flying. Birds are falling everywhere. Like, everywhere. And this pond, this slough that we made is there's, like, a lot of deep spots. And so, like, I'm walking around the shallow spots. They're like, go out there and get that. Oh, get down, get down. So I'm like, get down. I'm in the middle of the spread. And they're just like, I hear the duck calling. I'm like, oh, my God, they're going to shoot. They're going to shoot. They're going to shoot. So I'm, like, getting as close to the water as I can, and my dad's like, Joe, get down, get down. And I'm like, I can't get down any further. You know? And he's, like, yelling at me as birds are coming in, and he's like, kill him. And I'm just like, oh, my God. And I remember putting my face in the water because I was so scared I was going to get shot. I was so scared. It's, like, 60 degrees.
Yeah.
So I was fine. And then, like, more birds fall, and they're like, hurry up. Go get the birds. Hurry up. Go get them. And I'm like, oh, my God. So I've got like 10 to 15 birds in my hands, and I can't fit them in my hands, so I keep dropping them. And I'm just getting yelled at, dude. Like all morning. And I finally get back to the blind, and all these birds are moving and whatever. They're not all the way dead. And they're like, wring its neck. Wring its neck. So I'm just like wringing its neck. They're like, it's not hard enough. So I just like go like this, and all of a sudden the body just goes flying in the septic tank, and there's like, oh great, just scream. Dude, I was like, I couldn't win that day, and they're just like, Rob, why'd you bring him today? And I'm like, oh. And I'm just like internalizing all of this shit. I'm just like, fuck. I was like, Dad, why did you bring me? He's like, Joe, shut up. I was just like, I literally could not win that day. And then they dropped like another 4 or 5. And of course, Joey, go get those birds. I'm like, okay. So I go out and get them. All of them are so alive. So I'm just like chasing these birds all around the slough. I finally get them. And I'm like, ringing their necks, that one goes flying. I'm like, shit. Ringing the neck, that one goes flying. I'm like, oh my God. And they're just like keep yelling at me. And now they're just quiet, which is terrifying. So terrifying. There's like, you missed that mallard over there, Joe. I'm like, okay. Like, hurry up though. There's more ducks coming. I'm like, okay. So I go and get that one and I just throw it in the blind because I don't want to rip its head off again. And he goes, this is how you do it. And then as he's showing me, duck just goes flying, and I just like blocked the rest of the hunt out.
Yeah.
Mentally blocked it.
Do you think about that every night? Is that just PTSD?
No, I do think about it.
It's like me, bro. Ringing the necks lately, bro. Ginger. Just take it easy.
Cal just like does this when he rings the neck. I'm like, bro.
I absolutely hate when the body separates from the head, you know?
Yeah.
You just get there like fucking stringy. And I just had it happen to me with a goose. And so then like the last few hunts, I'm just like trying not to like rip its head off.
And I just roasted
Joey's
Cal.
roasting the shit out of me. He's like, why are you doing it like that? It's like...
Yeah, but most of those birds that I yanked were teal.
Sure.
And like those things have nothing from here.
Right.
Like you just go one turn, zip, gone. And I'm just holding a green wing head in my hand. I'm just like, shit. Like, it's not going to look good for pictures.
Oh, shit.
Like, it's the late 90s, dude. Like, there's no social media. You're fine.
Yeah.
God.
Well, they cared, though, bro. They hung all them Kodaks up.
Yeah. Oh, I can't even, like, that's just one of many stories where I fucked up on a hunt, you know, with, like, all of these very good hunters. God. So I'm sure, like, they look at me now like I'm still that kid.
Right.
You know, I am that kid deep down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He surfaces every once in a while, but.
That's pretty funny.
But, yeah. Nope. That's the story of me just absolutely ruining everybody else's hunt.
Doesn't sound like you ruined it. It sounds like you picked up a lot of birds that day.
Yeah, no, but like they weren't pumped after the hunt like they normally were. You know, they're like, "Fuck this kid." Fuck this kid,
dude.
Rob. Why
That's
would you
wild.
bring your son? And I'm just like, yeah. Why would you bring me, Rob? Shut up. I'm like, okay, sounds good. So now I'm agreeing with them, and I'm still wrong. Sounds good. Sounds good. But anyway, thanks for listening to this week's 10-Minute Tuesday. Comment on what you want us to do for the next one. Thanks.